it goes. Hey, so welcome back in video form. Long form, it's been a couple of months. I know, life. And if you got kids and family, you know what I'm talking about. Not bad, just busy. And we're gonna get this thing tied up here next couple weeks. I'm gonna spend the next couple hours of good weather today to get at least the rear half of the car done as far as we can. This little man in his hot rod going in the background. Got a lot of parts that I've spent the last couple of weeks gathering up. I'll go over them with you guys real quick, and then I'm gonna jump off here and start the install. I'm not really gonna do an install process because it's an F-body. It's 25 years old. Plenty of people have recorded this stuff. I'm just going to show you what I'm doing and a little bit of the progress therein as we creep forward to getting this thing done. Alright, so first order of business, subframe connectors again. These are like partially bolt-on. They're not the super cool square ones like I had before on the 97, but they'll do for the sake of having them on this car. They're going to be welded on the front. There's like a bolt hole, but I'm going to weld them. And then the back just goes through the control arm hole, but I'll tack those in place as well. Adjustable lower control arms, Viking coilovers. I have a set of fronts to go with it. They're in the car. There's this hot rod of a rear end, which is, the more I look at it, the more awesome it seems. I wasn't planning on it being this awesome, but neither here nor there. It's got everything I needed then some, as well as some massive axles that I pray the carrier I have will work. If not, I got to get a different one, and then it's a whole thing. So these are Moser 35 spline axles. They're gigantic. I think all I should need is to get a different carrier diff. We'll see. But the 9-inch housing I have should, well, the 9-inch third member I have should work all the same, just with the bigger diff. We'll see. We're not going to use spring purchase, but I'll leave them on there because they have coilovers, obviously. This is adjustable, and then it goes to the torque arm, which is also adjustable. I'll show you that in a second. Somebody spent quite a bit of time and money building this thing, and I got it for a pretty smoking deal, if I'm honest. So it's got a drain and a fill plug, if you can see it there at the bottom. It's a BMR piece. It looks like an older piece, but it's a BMR piece all the same. So that being said, we'll check out the other side. We got this Yumi Performance adjustable body mount torque arm. Pretty excited about that. Then of course the coilover adjustable control arms on the other side, and that subframe connector. And here's where we're at. It's sketchy, but it wouldn't be sketchy if it wasn't the F-body. So I guess we're right at home. But we're gonna snatch this old girl out here, and it's stock V6 glory, and put all this back together. So I'm gonna jump off here and get to it. All right, so a little bit of a water break here. You see we got the new to me axle pretty much in place. I'm gonna slide it under the car in a second. So I'll go ahead and I'm gonna hang the coilovers first because they go into here. Uh-oh, not there. Right there. So that red loop's gonna go over what was the spring perch before, and then the shock will go through the top like so. Like that. We'll go up in there. I'll lay that down. Go ahead and put the other one in place while I'm doing this. And then bolt those down inside. It's pretty straightforward. The controls will be on the front side, away from the axle, for obvious reasons. It just so happens that I had brand new sway bar bushings for the rears. Didn't realize that until I got in the bag, so I could cut the old ones off, save me a lot of hassle there. So I'm gonna hang those. I'm gonna go ahead and buzz these clean metal on both ends and where they gotta go on the car, so I can tack those in place since I got it up high enough to do that for the subframe connectors. Throw the axle back in there and bolt everything down. Like I said, it's pretty straightforward. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail. Got the lower control arms in place there as well. Now all of this, since it's adjustable, the lower control arms, the rear of the torque arm there, And then the bracket on the axle itself here, all that's going to have to get dialed in. But the beauty of it is my scrap pile. Even with a fairly mild LS, it's just an iron block with 6.2 pistons in it. It's nothing crazy. It'll have a healthy cam and a little bit of dope on it, maybe a 200 shot. We'll kind of see where I'm at, because like I said, this is supposed to be a super down-to-earth, late 90s, early 2000s inspired build with just smoking deal after smoking deal, a lot of trading, a lot of patience, a lot of talking to people, and just trying to get the numbers down and just waiting them out, and seeing what kind of car we have. So as you can see, most of the money I spent is on suspension and, you know, chassis stuff. It's for a reason. The motor should make pretty good power. We got a good torque converter that I got in a trade, and like I said, that's how this whole thing has happened this far. So it should hook. It should hook really well. We're gonna run, you know, I think they're Ford Explorer brakes is what these brackets are for. Out back, we got Corvette slash, you know, 6th gen Camaro brakes up front, because we're gonna run a regular wheel, but the brake package in the rear won't be anything crazy. I have steel braided lines put on it and everything. So all said and done, the car will hook. It'll be consistent. It'll have fantastic suspension underneath it and enough power to run a pretty solid number with some spray on top for extra whatever. And we're gonna leave it at that. Long tubes, you know, full exhaust system, whole 9 yards. But that's where we're at on it. It's not a hero build by 80. This is all regular stuff. This guy, the only reason I found this is because I was cruising Marketplace one night, and he happened to have a Camaro for sale, which he did eventually sell, and that was part of the package. Well, after talking to him for a little bit, he decided to sell it to me separate from the car. And when he dropped it off today, he was like, it worked out, because he ended up getting exactly what he wanted for this and what he wanted for the car, versus when they were together, people only wanted to, you know, beat him over the head, like, you know, Marketplace always is. And so that right there, that was also a smoking deal. And put it together, and then tomorrow, time allowed, we'll start to put the front end together as best we can. And we got to rescue the engine from the machine shop, but the rods I dropped off won't work, so I got to get a different set of rods. But for the stuff that we do have, we're going to go ahead and put this stuff on here, because I have a lot of crap in the car, so I can be able to sit in it again at least, and make it a roller and push it further up in the little parking area here. So we'll see. But I'm gonna get back to it, and hopefully have something to show for it. All right, so got the brackets put on here for the coilovers. It's got a little bottom that just bolts on right where the shock bolt would have gone, and then there's a little hole you got to drill and put a bolt in there. It's like a lock or a pilot, however you want to refer to it. So I did that to both sides. So the rear axle is basically ready to put in. Shocks are hanging, the control arms, the panhard bar, all that. I'm gonna zip the exhaust out real quick, slap this bad boy in there because I got somewhere to be, clean up, and we're gonna go. So here goes something. All right, so we're pretty much done for the day and possibly the weekend, because I've got a prior engagement to get to, but everything is there. Sway bar end links on the new sway bar. These lower control arms are brand new, it turns out. Hadn't been used, so got that situated. Axles in there with the panhard bar we already had, so that's housing's good. Now this is a bit of a pain in the ass. This body mount torque arm had to go to Tractor Supply to get the mounting bolts there. No big deal, they had them. So that's mounted. The rest of the stuff we got in there, transmission mount, K-member, you can see all that. And then the subframe connectors, as you can see here. I tacked those in, painted that up pretty good. So outside of that, the rear end is good to go. Got some springs in there in case somebody needs some. But other than that, we're gonna start on the front end next time I get a chance to work on this thing, and start getting the front suspension together, K-member and steering, so we can have ourselves a roller chassis again. So I'm gonna pull that apart, get the knuckle off of it, modify it for the new brakes we got, transfer all the bolts that will carry over, lower control arms, uppers, and just finish her out, and hopefully have it on the ground next week. I'm going to have to, you know, take the Camaro back out and put the engine in, but I can at least complete the front suspension and all that stuff, so it's a little bit simpler of a task since it's got to get done anyways. And then figure out the rear brake situation. But other than that, it's all there. So I'm gonna get going and see you guys later.